Hi, my name is Christine, and this is my persuasive speech for Communications 101. I'm sure at one point in our lives we've all heard or have seen one of the signs, and we drive by or look the other way, and we think, get your life together, man. We generalize and stereotype without knowing what the paths they were forced to take. Were they abused? Were they at war with more than their mind? Have they seen war and had their friend and even a family member die? Or maybe they were just dealt a crappy deck of cards. You just don't know. They have thrown away their pride and asked for your help. And yet we still think, get your life together, man. As the author of Under the Overpass, A Journey of Faith on the Stress of America, Mike Yankowski states, sometimes it's easy to walk by because we know we can't change someone's life in a single afternoon. But what we fail to realize is that a simple kindness can go a long way towards encouraging someone who is in a desolate place. I have worked among many homeless people as a nurse in a mental facility here in Las Vegas. I have also done some extensive research which has led me to the realization that a significant amount of homeless people do not possess the ability to cope. This prevents them from defeating their own adversities. As a community, we need to understand that the lack of state funding and essential resources awarded to mental health directly impacts the homeless population. This allows for the continued growth of our ignorance and disdain. But let's face it, it's not always their fault. So today, I would ask that you just listen. Don't be too quick to judge, and maybe we will leave here with a little more humility and understanding in how we treat our outcasts, our homeless. First, I would like to define what being mentally ill actually means. According to the National Alliance of Mental Health, a mental illness is a condition that impacts a person's thinking, feeling, or mood, and may affect his or her ability to relate to others and function in a daily basis. Each person will have a different experience, even people with the same diagnosis. So if the ability to form and maintain relationships is compromised, the ability to function as a productive member of society becomes a very problematic issue. Communication in a job setting, for instance, may prove to be too challenging, and then may revert to coping mechanisms like anger, anxiety, and toxic substances that might prevent them from maintaining that position. According to the National Alliance to End Homelessness and the 2015 Annual Homeless Assessment Report to Congress, in January 2015, 564,708 people were homeless. 206,286 were families, and 8% of those were veterans. Now let's bring this a little closer to home. According to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, in 2014, there were 36,700 people who were homeless within that year, and I did the math. That's 6%. 6% of our national homeless population resides in our community. I then decided to see how many of them were diagnosed with mental illness. And you know what? I found on the treatmentadvocatecenter.org that 1/3 of the homeless population is mentally ill, and that's only the ones that were diagnosed. I'm hoping you're starting to see the parallels here. Second, I would like to discuss and draw attention to our state of funding, because this is an epidemic. On January 29, 2014, Dr. Tracy Green, the state health officer, was quoted in the Review-Journal stating, there is not enough space in the Rosanil Psychiatric Hospital in Las Vegas and other hospitals, so mentally ill people wait and wait in the emergency rooms for the next available bed. In January alone, an average of 139 people have been waiting each day for a Legal 2000. And a Legal 2000 is a 3-day mandated hold on the person for evaluation and treatment because they have either become a harm to themselves or a harm to others. These can also be extended if by the request of the judge. Also, within this article, it stated that this funding for these said hospitals has decreased from $116 million in 2009 to $87.7 million in 2013, and it's continuing to drop. Even with Harry Reid's $12 million grant that he explains on his government-issued website for his senatorial page, The homeless funding and resources still comes up shy of $16.3 million when compared to 2009. Third, I would like to point out that even though they get treated, the programs that are available for them to transition back into that productive member of society are not always effective. There are high turnover rates, and I have heard directly from a patient's mouth that the hospitals provide better and safer care than the housing. Also, they are given free medication, but in order to have them, they must continue to see a doctor and maintain their appointments. This can be very difficult when they are financially strapped, or they may miss a bus. Plus, being homeless with pills can make you a target for theft. So in conclusion, please do not think all the homeless people can help themselves and are dirty trash. That is just giving into the stereotypical and media-driven idea of who they are. This isn't true. They are people. They are human. They are you and me. Our federal funding and resources are contributing to our community's inability to be well. When you look at them, know that they might actually need your help. Please stop thinking, get your life together, man, and put out your hand. When you hear this, or you see this, look in your center console of your car and hand out that change. Or take that dollar and give that water bottle to that person when it's 120 degrees out. Because you don't know if you may be that change that person needed to transform their day. Let us try to treat our needy with humility, compassion, and kindness. You don't know what paths they've had to take.
All right, I'll finish. That was awesome. I'm gonna get a street corner.
Good job.